So hello and welcome to How Pinterest Can Work for You and Your Business. I'm Julie Musial, founder of Musial Marketing. I've waited until now to do a webinar on Pinterest because for a while, I don't know if you noticed, but everyone was doing something called the Pinterest train. It was mind-boggling. Pinterest has made some significant changes in the last year, and I'm looking forward to telling you about them. So use one of the two options, as I said. You can either call in with the phone number on your screen, or you can use your computer mic and headset, but make sure you click on that little icon. I probably should open my chat box to make sure there's no one else having problems. Make sure you click on the little headset here. I'm not sure if you can see where my cursor is, but click on that mic and headset. Everyone is muted. The only person that you should be hearing is myself. So I'm going to leave this on the screen just for a minute in case somebody needs those numbers. Anyone else just coming on, make sure you click on the headset and mic in order to get sound. Today you can interact in several ways. First, you can bring up my Facebook page at the address listed above and type your question right on my wall. And I personally answer all of my Facebook comments. Second, you can tweet me at my Twitter handle above, which is Musial Marketing. I also answer all of my tweets personally. Why do I say that? Because a lot of people don't. If you'd like to use a hashtag on either Twitter or Facebook, use #MusialPinterest. And last but not least, you can type your question into the chat box right here on the screen. I'm not going to watch the chat box real close just because it'll distract me, but at the end I'll answer questions. So if you have any questions, please type them in the chat box. If we run out of time for questions, I will send answers to all of the questions when I send you the follow-up email. So whatever email you signed up with, that's the email it's going to come to. And as I said, this is the first time I'm using Start Meeting. I'm using Start Meeting because I heard I heard some things happening with GoToMeeting and GoToWebinar, some interesting outages. So I'm hoping I like this software. So far, so good. I need to share a story with you. I'm a trainer. This is a learning story, something that happened to me. I almost had to reschedule this webinar because I picked up my first ever computer virus about a week and a half ago. And lucky for me, I have two computers. One of my coaches talked me into buying an Apple about a year and a half ago. The virus took out my entire hard drive on my Microsoft laptop, which is where I create all of my docs, including this presentation. But good thing I had my backup in the cloud. I back up using Carbonite for $60 a year, and I have to say I'm quite pleased. If you're not backing up your materials, you really need to invest in it. Like I said, I didn't have a virus for 20 years. I got one. Before I panicked, I realized I had the Apple and I had the backup in the cloud. Now, I'm not saying you have to have a second computer, but you need to have a backup. My main computer is a Microsoft PC. My backup was the Apple laptop, and I mainly use my Apple for video because Apples are so good for creating video. So as I said, before I went into panic mode, I realized I had the Apple and I had the backup. Between last week and now, I learned how to use Google Drive for just about everything. I knew it existed. I had used it before. People had shared things with me on Google Drive, but I didn't use it myself. And the best part about Google Drive is, for those of you that don't know, it's free. What it proved to me was that you can learn anything you want to in a very short period of time if you try. In this case, I didn't have a choice. And while I learn software continuously, I'm always learning something new. Google Drive was something that I didn't feel I needed, but it's a great tool now that I'm using it, and it's free. You can do Word docs, you can do PowerPoint presentations. Why did I just tell you this story? Why am I carrying on? Because I don't usually get sidetracked. I'm pretty direct. Because now I like Apple better than Microsoft. And I'm not trying to sell you on Apple computers. What I'm telling you is that learning new skills can open up a whole new world, and old dogs can learn new tricks. Hold on here, I'm going to look at the chat box. We've got some new people. So for those of you who just got on the line, make sure you click on the headset, the microphone, on a piece, oh, you know what? I just went black screen. Here, we're back. Good. Like I said, I haven't used Start Meeting before, so I got a little panic attack there. Make sure you click on that little, on the icon next to the headset. Old dogs can learn new tricks. And I'm not saying you're an old dog, but what I am saying is that if you take baby steps, you can master social media. So let's get started on Pinterest, shall we? If you haven't opted in for your free gift on my homepage of my website, please do so at musealmarketing.com. I give you 4 different free items. The most valuable one is the 5-video business e-course, which I deliver 1 video per week. And the reason I do that is I don't want to burn you out with too much information. In all honesty, I could have sold this business e-course for $300 or $400, but I'm giving it to you for free because I want you to see how good this material is. Near the end of this presentation, I'm going to randomly pick a name to win a free coaching session with me. On this coaching session, you can talk about business strategy, you can talk about social media, you can talk about digital media, and keep in mind, I'm a certified business coach. I'm a social media strategist. I have over 20 years experience in marketing, so I know whoever gets this free coaching session, it's worth at least $200. And at the very end of the presentation, I'm going to give you an incredible offer. So please stay on until the end because you're not going to want to miss this. All right, I don't expect you to start writing this down, and as I said, I'm going to send everyone a copy of the presentation when it's over. But the reason I gave you this is when you logged on, there was an attachment. When the webinar is over, you'll be able to get that attachment with all of the statistics if you like them. And if you can't figure out how to download them, I'll also attach that when I send you the follow-up email. Let me tell you the highlights on this particular download. The amount per order that Pinterest shoppers spend is between $140 and $180. It's much higher than Facebook and Twitter. And the percent of Pinterest users in the United States is 60%. And as of July 2013, there was 70 million people using Pinterest. 60% of those people are in the United States. So if you're in the United States, that's a lot. The monthly unique users in the United States are 25.6 million. The top Pinterest brand is Nordstrom. They have 4.4 million followers. Tell me it's not working for them. The total number of pins that are repins are 80%. That's huge, and that's why you need to know how to use it, because the repins are really critical, and I'm going to teach you what you need to have on your pins to make sure that when your pins are repinned, all of your information is following. All right, somebody says yay, that's cute. All right, key takeaways from today's webinar. Who is using Pinterest? You need to know that because you need to know if Pinterest is a good target for you and your business. How to create a Pinterest strategy that gets results. Strategy is huge, and you're going to hear me talk about that a lot. What boards should you create and how to come up with them. How to repin strategically. A pinning strategy. How to measure and test. Very, very important. How to inexpensively create images, and how to grow your following to share your content and buy your products, which is what it's all about, right? So just who is pinning the Pinterest, and why is that important? It's important because you should only use social media platforms that best target the demographic that you want to reach. So it's really important that you figure out who is your target demographic, and in that free gift on my homepage, one of the videos goes into how to pinpoint your target demographic and which platforms you should be using. So that's another reason to download that free gift. You can do a much better job if you focus on only 1, 2, or 3 platforms, but start with just one, master that platform, and then move on. Trying to be on all platforms will just dilute what you're trying to do. You want to really be effective on the 1, 2, or 3 that you're on. Now, by looking at the top chart here on the screen, you can see that 67% of Internet users who use social networking tools, 15% are using Pinterest. For women, Pinterest is the second most likely tool used at 25%. Women are 5 times as likely to use Pinterest than men. Pinterest is not a platform that I would use if my target demographic was men, because they're not using it. It's used by women. But if the person you're trying to reach is women, that's who you want. Okay, so what age uses Pinterest of these women? Pinterest is in red on all of the charts. The next several charts that I'm going to show you, Facebook is in green. You can see the colors at the top. You can see on this chart for Pinterest that the largest percent for women is in 18 to 49 with 19%. Pinterest is the only platform shown that actually increases in users at the age group 30 to 49. All other platforms decrease with age. That's really significant because it's different. Pinterest is different than all of the other platforms. So now we know that Pinterest is a good platform to reach women 18 to 49. From this chart, you can see that city dwellers are a little bit less likely to use Pinterest than the rural dwellers or the suburban, but they're still quite healthy at 13%. If you look at this chart, Pinterest is the only platform that increases both for suburban and rural. The other ones decrease. Again, Pinterest is different. Urban is 13%, suburban is 16%, and rural is 18%. So now we know that targeting females between 18 and 49 who are more concentrated in the suburban and the rural is a good thing. From this chart, we can see Pinterest consumers are much more likely to be white, non-Hispanic at 18%. Black, non-Hispanic is the lowest at 8%, and Hispanic is at 10%. From this chart, you can see that Pinterest, in the red, is one of two platforms that continues to increase in education. The dark blue one is Tumblr. Pinterest has its highest ranking at College Plus with 20%. That's significant. Now we know Pinterest targets white, non-Hispanic women between the ages of 18 to 49 who are higher educated and are more likely concentrated in rural and suburban areas. The most recent studies show Pinterest has more than 70 million users and has only been in existence since March 2010. It's relatively a newbie in the world of social media. 70 million since March of 2010. That's a lot. And it's still growing. Why Pinterest? Why should you use Pinterest? According to recent studies, the conversion rates for Pinterest traffic are 50% higher than the conversion rates from other traffic, and Pinterest is the top converting social media site for the top of the funnel advertising. In other words, what do I mean by that? Pinterest drives more traffic, which is of course what you ultimately want. People to go to your website to buy whatever it is you're going to be selling. What do I mean by top of the funnel? These are people that are just experiencing you probably for the first time. So it's going to cost you less because you're converting them the first time they come in. Pinterest buyers spend more money, more often, on more items than any of the other top 5 social media sites. And according to a study by Rich Relevance, Pinterest shoppers spend $170 per session compared with Facebook of $95 and Twitter of $70. Those are in per session. So it's a huge difference. 47% of United States online consumers admit to having made a purchase based on recommendations from Pinterest. So what this tells us is that people trust their Pinterest networks to recommend quality products. So having images that are repinned regularly potentially increases the level of trust in that product. So you want to make sure your images are good. 80% of all pins are repinned. Pinterest is often referred to as the top of the funnel channel because it sends so much traffic, new potential customers to your site, and as such is a strong lead generator. Its top of the funnel qualities are what make it so attractive to online sellers because it converts quickly. 80% of total Pinterest pins are repinned. This means the possibility of your images being repinned are great. So you want to have good images. I'm going to tell you how to get good images in a minute. Look at the second set of stats on this slide. We now know that the user is predominantly a female between 18 and 49. She's highly educated. She has a higher income level. She's more likely concentrated in suburban and rural areas. Her average purchase is much higher than other platforms, and 60% of the 70 million users are in the United States. The Pinterest user refers business by repinning. If this is one of your target demographics, you need to be on Pinterest. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is failure to optimize their profile. Pinterest is so simple that people forget to put the most elementary things on it. First, if you're a business, use your business name. When someone repins your pin, the business name follows, similar to the example on the bottom. Other things you must do in the profile, similar to the example on the top, are you want to make sure you link your profile to your company Twitter and Facebook accounts. You want to add a description in the About You section and make sure you use your proper keywords so people can find you. You can see on the screen that my keywords are social media coach and internet marketing business strategy. You don't get a whole heck of a lot of space, but make sure you study your keywords and use your keywords so that people can find you. Add your location, your city, and your state. In my case, I'm international. Add your website and make sure you verify it so Pinterest adds it to your pins. Now you can tell that I verified mine because there's a little check in the circle. If you can see right here, there's this little circle right here. That's how you can tell it's verified. You may need to hire an IT person for about 30 minutes to do this if you're not techie. Now you can do this on 3 different sites. You can do it on Elance, Odesk, or Fiverr. I've used all 3 of these sites and I've been very, very satisfied. Elance is ELANCE.com. Odesk is ODESK.com. And Fiverr is FIVERR.com. You can hire, I've hired a lot of people online. I've been very satisfied. I go into a tutorial on, you can find it in my YouTube section. Another reason to connect with me on YouTube, I've got a lot of tutorials in there, and it'll tell you exactly how to use Elance and what to look for. Not only do you want these things to follow your pins when someone repins you, but you also need to realize that people may use them on other social media, and they might even embed them into a blog post. You want to make sure that your information is following. Pinterest is fun, and people love to just jump right in and start designing boards. But I need to caution you. Before you do that, you need to spend some time coming up with your overall strategy to get results. You need to have a goal of why you're pinning. Is it for business to business or business to consumer? If you're pinning for business, you need your strategy to be business related. What are the components of your business? For example, what are your products? What are your services? Do you have events? I have a total of 20 boards on my Pinterest platform, but I didn't start with 20, and you don't have to start with 20 either. You can start out with just 3. And by the way, if you've already done your Pinterest board and through this webinar you realize you did it wrong, just take out the boards and start over. What you're looking at here are the top 2 rows of my Pinterest site. Now you want to strategically place your best boards at the top. In these 7 boards, I'm showing products for my courses, my free social media tools, my videos on YouTube, my blog, and then boards on various social media platforms. I also have, what you can't see here, excuse me, I need to take a drink of water. I'm fighting a cold. I also have boards on my webinars. I have a book on my, I have a board on my book, Advertising Evolution. I have a business strategy board and products that I endorse. Now here's a tip. Every product that you endorse, you should become an affiliate of. For example, if you want to become an affiliate of Musial Marketing, go to my homepage and click on affiliates. We pay 20% for all affiliate sales. Every board, as I said, should have a strategy. Keep your business boards separate from your personal boards. Create a separate site for your personal versus your business. Each component of your business should have a goal, as I said. For example, on my free social media tools, my goal is sign-ups. For my courses board, my goal is product sales. For my blog board, my goal is to gain subscribers. For my individual social media platform boards, my goal is to gain followers. My YouTube video board, my goal is to drive people to my YouTube channel, to get people to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bottom line, you want to create boards that include one of the components of your business strategy and have a goal of what you want people to do from that board. It's kind of like making file folders. You put similar stuff in the file folder, but here you're using boards. Not only is it important to strategically place your important boards at the top, but you also want to make sure your board covers are attractive and inviting. Remember, this is a very visual platform. Don't be tempted, and you'll hear me say this more than once because it's so critical. I see this mistake all the time. Don't be tempted to mix your personal boards with your business account. For your personal pinning, create a separate Pinterest account. You also need to optimize all of your pins. This pin was pinned to my video board. It's a pin regarding today's webinar. You need to make sure that you have three things on each pin to optimize it. First, you want to have a captivating and attention-grabbing image. Now I'm going to tell you how to get those. A well-written, keyword-rich description. If you haven't done your homework to find out what your keywords are, you need to do that because you need to have keywords not only in Pinterest but in all of your social media platforms and your website and everything you do. As you can see, oh, you can't see it from here. I'll get into that in a minute. I have my keywords in everything I do. Number 3, an embedded link of where you want the traffic destination to be. In this case, I have a link taking people to webinar sign-up page. You always want to give people a call to action of what you want them to do next. Push people to your website with a free gift or a tip. And once they're on your website, you want to have an opt-in or a pop-up for something else. That's a whole nother subject. On this example, there's a second link that takes the person to my YouTube channel. Because I have my YouTube channel connected, you can see the Musial Marketing notation next to YouTube. That's this little one right here. These things really seem simple, but it's really easy to leave them out mistakenly. I see people make these mistakes all the time. The other thing I want to bring to your attention is to always double check your links. I was amazed. As I was preparing for this webinar, I found that the link was broken on this pin and no one could get to the sign-up page. And luckily I found it more than a week ago. Technology can be really weird. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And because technology can be so strange and we get updates and you don't know why things happen, I highly suggest that you check all of the links on your website at least once a month. I know that's a lot of work. But creating your website was a lot of work too. It probably cost you some money, cost you a lot of man-hours. Don't let broken links stand in your way. You know, you can get somebody else to do it. Maybe you outsource it, but you need to check that once a month. And for whatever reason, when you get these updates, some of your links can be broken, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. A couple of words of caution. Don't use bit.ly shortened links on Pinterest because Pinterest blocks them. And don't be too salesy. Sell only 10 to 20%. And make sure you're coming from the viewpoint of the viewer and that it's not all about you. You want to be educational. You want to inform. You want to become an industry leader. Let's get into a pin strategy. You can see I talk about strategy a lot when it comes to Pinterest. It's the juice behind the success. Even though this simple medium seems really elementary, there is a strategy. Pinterest is a very visual medium that works. If you don't think it works, guess why Facebook and Google Plus increased the size of their photos about a year ago? Because they knew Pinterest was onto something. And remember the phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words? People don't think in words, they think in pictures. One of the keys to increasing your followers is to post engaging and interesting images. Tell me this one isn't interesting. When you find a subject matter to post, make sure you invite comments and likes in the description box. Receiving these will increase your Pinterest standings. The pin you're looking at now was pinned to my blog board. It's an original. It's a Musial Marketing original. You know how I put this together? I'm not a graphic designer. I had Fiverr do it. It cost me $5. I went on Fiverr. I found someone who did graphics. I told them what I wanted. I wanted a mouse and a piece of cheese. I told them exactly what I wanted it to say. And then for the Musial Marketing in the middle, I did that on something called PicMonkey, which is free software. You'll find a free tutorial on my Musial Marketing YouTube channel for that as well. I've used this picture on all of my social media platforms and my blog. By using my Pin It button, and you want to put a Pin It button on your browser, I was able to pin this to my blog board. It's attention grabbing, and if someone repins it, not only will my web address follow the pin, but they can't take credit for the picture because my web address is on it. Photographers add watermarks. You can add watermarks, or you can do what I did here on this pin. You can customize your photos. You can take shots with your smartphone. Smartphones are awesome. Your iPhone or your Galaxy Samsung 3 or 4. You can use your camera. You can buy photos on sites like thinkstockphotos.com or 123RF. There's all kinds of them. I've used quite a few different sites to buy photos. And you can go to free sites like freedigitalphotos.net. But make sure if you use free photos, you have to source where you got them from. You can customize your photos by, as I said, using the free software like PicMonkey. That's spelled PICMONKEY.com. I suggest you become a subscriber of my YouTube channel because I do a lot of different video tutorials on there. You also want to make sure you pin on the right days and times. That's critical because unlike Facebook and their newsfeed, Pinterest displays pins in the order received, whereas Facebook, if someone hasn't seen your your status update, they bring them back. But Pinterest, it's in the order that it's received. So you want to make sure you pin when pinners are most active. Now, research says that Saturday is the best day, and that during weekdays, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time and 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Time are the best times. But this could change depending on your business, and that's why it's critical that you look at research. You can get a virtual assistant or someone else to pin your pins, or you can go to a site called Pingraphy to schedule your pins via Hootsuite. That's spelled Pingraphy, Pingraphy. Or get someone else to do it, to schedule it for you. You also want to create a follower strategy. Who are you attracting? Time block into your schedule at least a couple times a week to work on Pinterest. And remember, you can automate with Pingraphy. One great way to find trending images is to use Postrich, formerly Repinly, as you see on the screen here. From here, you can see what's trending and what's being repinned, and then repin it. Another use of Postrich is to find influential pinners in your industry. By incorporating their pins into your blogs, you can increase your SEO and increase your readership. You should also follow repinners and people that follow you so that you show up in their newsfeed. And when someone pins you, return the favor. And you don't want to follow all of someone's boards. You want to follow select boards that interest you. Otherwise, your feed gets too filled up with things you're not interested in. Anyone that comments, you want to comment back. You want to respond to that comment. You want to post your other social media and your website with calls to action. Every pin should have a call to action. What do you want people to do? You could also put someone else's pin on your website. Pinterest just introduced something called Rich Pins, and they're allowing a rollout on a request basis only. With Rich Pins, you can add extra detail to your pins to make them more useful. Right now, Rich Pins is only offered for movies, recipes, articles, and products. To get started, you want to make sure that you prep your website with meta tags, test out your Rich Pins, and apply to get them from Pinterest. And if you're not technical, you might need the help of an IT person for an hour, and you can get those online again at Elance, Odesk, or Fiverr. In the movie pins, you can include ratings, cast members, and reviews to help people find movies. In recipes, you can include your ingredients, your cooking times, and your serving information. Product pins include real-time pricing, availability, and where to buy it. That's priceless. In your article pins, you can include the headline, author, and story description, which will help pinners to find and save stories that matter. I'm sure once this beta test is over, you're going to see this rolled out full force. Make sure you're using some type of analytics to measure and test what's working. If you don't measure and test, how do you know what's working? Inside of Pinterest, they do offer some basic analytics, but they're very basic. I suggest you use either Pin Reach by Tailwind, which you're looking at on the screen right now, or there's another one called Budurl, B-U-D-U-R-L. Both of these have a free trial. Like this one has a 14-day trial, Tailwind, and Budurl I think is 21-day free trial. So you can test it out and see if you like it. It allows you to see who's pinning and repinning your content, who's talking about your brand, and who's driving traffic and revenue to your site. You can find and connect people in your industry to broaden your reach and spread your message further. They also have a trending pins report, which shows you which images are trending from your site right now, as well as who's pinning it and what they're saying. It helps you to understand what content and which influencers are driving the most traffic, conversions, and revenue, so you can focus where you should be focusing. You can discover purchase signals. You can qualify leads and intercept competitor opportunities to maximize your results. Why guess which content is resonating with your users when you can prove it with data? This shot on the screen is from PinReach. It tells you by board what the statistics are. The number of pins, the number of followers, the number of repins, the virality score, the engagement score. By analyzing this, you can see what people want more of. In this case, the best boards are entrepreneurs and business owners. You can also look at Google Analytics to see who's going to your website from Pinterest, and I'll show you a slide on that as well. You can look at individual pins to see what board it came from. In this case, this one here came from videos and social media. It had 3 repins, it had 1 comment, and it came from YouTube. You can do that for each one. The When Should You Be Pinning tab shows you in green your best days and times to pin. In this case, you can see right here in the middle, you can't see the times down here, but this is noon on Tuesday. So if I were going to automate my pins, I'd look at the screen for the best times and days. This is priceless. The key to any successful marketing campaign is tracking and measuring your results, then tweaking what you're doing to get optimal results. So if you read the top of the screen here, you pin the most on Wednesdays. Your best day to pin is Tuesday. You pin the most at 8 a.m. and the best time to pin is 12 p.m. Now remember I said that research showed Saturday was the best day, 2 to 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Time. Well, this just proves that this one is it's Tuesday at noon. So you really want to do some research. If you don't want to invest in some research, take one of the trials and cancel it before you have to pay for it. You can get a lot of research. This is a screenshot of Google Analytics. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of water. This is a screen of Google Analytics. When you connect Google Analytics to your website, you can see which one of your social networks are referring traffic. On this screenshot, you can see that LinkedIn and Facebook are the 2 big referring sites. If your demographic falls into Pinterest, the demographic, your numbers are going to be much higher for Pinterest. It's very important that you measure results. As I said, without testing, how do you know what's working? So it's very important to know what is your target demographic. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, I want to reach everybody. But the thing is, you want to know what is your target demographic. And you want to figure out which platforms most closely match your target demographic. So we already figured out what the demographic for Pinterest is. If that's your target demographic, you want to be using it. So you want to know what Facebook's is. You want to know what Twitter's is. We go into that in our courses, and I believe there's some of that in that free gift on the homepage as well. And if you have multiple demographics, one other thing you want to think about is, for multiple demographics, create marketing campaigns for different demographics. So if you have a dual demographic, you could create one marketing campaign on Pinterest. You could create another one, let's say, for example, on Google+. This is Nordstrom board, top board, 4.4 million followers. Now, if you sell products, you can use Pinterest to promote and sell your products. Now, I'm going to prove to you in a bit that it's not just for products. But to do this, you want to add a pin incorporating a direct link to your product. Then in the description field, describe the product and add the price. Nordstrom's has the most Pinterest followers, at least they did as of a week ago, 4.4 million followers. You think Pinterest isn't working for them? If you're in retail, I don't need to tell you how significant Cyber Monday has become. And with Cyber Monday comes Pinterest. And it's not just Cyber Monday. The internet, Amazon, think about what they're commanding. It's that online presence, and Pinterest is right there in front of you. When you pin a pin with a price, it automatically goes to the gift section. You can cross-post it to Facebook, increasing your audience. You can cross-post to all of your social media platforms. Think about how Pinterest and the internet has changed the holiday season. I was looking at some figures just yesterday on the numbers of people from Thanksgiving to Cyber Monday, and it's astonishing how many people are online during those time periods buying. From last year to this year, it's increased, I believe it was 15% from last year to this year and 15% from the year before to last year, so it's quite incredible. Malls across the country are struggling. There's no wonder why, because it's called the internet, Pinterest. If you're in retail and your demographic is women, you have to have a presence on Pinterest. But as I said, it's not just for retail, and I'm going to show you some examples of that. If you find it hard to relate to Nordstrom, take a look at this one. This is Lauren Brooke Cosmetiques. This company is run by Lauren Brooke out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Lauren has been very successful using Pinterest and Facebook for her natural, pure organic makeup and skin products. Her top two social media platforms are Pinterest and Facebook. Her heading, it's keyworded, and it links back to her website. You can see pure natural organic makeup, and you can see natural and organic. She's got it twice, which is great. Skincare products, great. She has her website connected, great. Facebook, and she has where she's located, and she has, again, a link. If you clicked on that, you'd go right to her website. Lauren uses contests and giveaways and cross-promotes as a way to win free product. She also runs special discounts such as the buy one, get one half off, and I know she also does an online newsletter, and she cross-promotes on each one of those platforms. Her most important boards are located first. She has a well-thought-out strategy. The components, think about the components that you can see right here. She's got the giveaways, she's got the foundations, she's got the cheeks, she has the lips. She has a separate board for each one. And the boards that you can't see down below, she has a brushes board. She has a gifts board. She has an application techniques board. She has a video board. So for each one of the components, she has a board, and she has a strategy and a goal behind each board. She's using very eye-appealing images along with keyword-rich descriptions that link back to her website. If you look at the picture down here, this one, if you click on this, it goes right back to her website to this particular product. That's powerful. Okay, I'm going to give you some examples now, some more examples. This one is called Arch Daily. This is an architectural firm. They have 57,433 followers. And their goals, the co-founder had listed his goals. His goals were to help readers discover more content, learn more about audience interests, increase readership and engagement. Here's a quote from their founder. Pinterest has allowed us to better understand and engage with our readers in entirely new ways and has become one of our most important sources of traffic. Arch Daily promotes a tremendous amount of useful and needed architectural content, and they want to ensure this content is easily discovered by as many readers as possible. To do this, they integrated a pin it button across their site and into the email newsletters they regularly send to their readers. You definitely want a pin it button on your website. Arch Daily was quoted, "The sections on our site that had corresponding boards on Pinterest saw a traffic increase of 6%. Those boards provided a new channel of communication with our audience and allowed us to discover new projects and firms to feature on our website." Arch Daily also found that the traffic increase was comparatively cost-effective, and it took a lot less effort to drive more traffic using Pinterest compared with other social platforms. And they have fun doing it, because as I said, Pinterest is fun. Okay, here's another one. This is a great testimonial to listen to. Don't miss this one. This is Heather Cleveland. She's been working as a residential designer for over 15 years. She's honed her skills in by providing high-end design that the rest of us can afford without compromising style. Heather has almost 5,000 followers. Here's her 3 goals. She wanted to clearly communicate design ideas with clients. She wanted to create a compelling brand presence online. And she wanted to discover unique products. Heather says, quote, "Pinterest has helped me to promote my blog with great images that fit nicely into my blog concept. It gives me great ideas for my own design projects, and it allows me to visually promote my work in a very cost-effective way. Pinterest has helped to push my business into the higher-end market. I have more followers, and several have requested me for projects." Now listen to this next sentence. This is huge. "I signed on a new client to do a $40,000 bathroom remodel project from posting a board about a prior engagement. He pointed to one of my pins and said, 'I want that bathroom right now.' So because of the pin, she got a $40,000 job. How cool is that? Okay, so here's another one. Now this isn't a product. Petplan Pet Insurance. Petplan Insurance has over 10,000 followers. Their goals: provide pet owners with tools to care for their furry family members, attract new audiences through compelling and relevant content, establish brand leadership in the pet health space. The result? Within a few months. Now catch that, within a few months, Pinterest became Petplan's second highest source of social network referral traffic, generating 69% more page views and 97% time on site than Twitter, and rivaling the performance of Facebook. That's in several months. Can you imagine what it's going to look like next year? I don't want to give any guarantees, but what's your thought on Facebook versus Pinterest in about a year from now? It's going to blow it away. That was just in a couple months. This is a pin that I attached to my business owner and entrepreneurs board. Some of you might know I live in Green Bay, Wisconsin. For those of you not in the United States, we're big on the NFL here. We have the Green Bay Packers. I made a comment on it so that my comment will follow my repins. This is Vince Lombardi, one of the first coaches of the Green Bay Packers. Many would say he was the best coach ever, which is why I posted it, because he's known as such a great leader. The quote reads, "The dictionary is the only place that success comes before hard work. It's the price we pay for success." I think I read that wrong. The dictionary is the only place that success comes before work. Hard work is the price we pay for success. I think you can accomplish anything if you're willing to pay the price. End quote. I personally believe Vince Lombardi was correct. Just like with any successful business, you need to have a marketing plan, and it takes work. Don't just start pinning. I know it's really, really tempting, but don't. And if you've already started, just wipe your boards out and restart. You can do that. You need to set yourself up for success by defining your strategy and your goals for each board. it's tempting to just start pinning, but you want to be successful. You don't want to, I know you can have your personal board for fun, but have your business board for success. Customize your profile to match your business model. Determine which board you'll use and make them keyword rich. So if you don't know what your keywords are, you need to study your keywords. Come up with an image strategy for pinning and a repinning strategy. Set up a system to measure and test so you can do more of what works and eliminate what doesn't work. Cross-promote Pinterest on all of your social media platforms and your blog. Embed your pins in your blog. Then put a link in the pin on Pinterest which goes back to the blog post. The bottom line with social media is that everything should link back to your website because your website is the nucleus. You don't want to keep people on social media. You want to take them from social media and get them on your website because you own your website. Anything can happen any day in social media. For all you know, it could go black tomorrow. So you don't want to keep courting your people on social media. You want to bring them to your website. Does all of this sound great to you but a little confusing? Then just take baby steps. How would you like to be converting sales right off of Pinterest? Like Heather, $40,000. Do you want to make sure you optimize correctly in order to ensure your success turns to profit? I certainly do. I'd like to take a couple minutes to offer you a special that we have never run before. I've wanted to do this, but this is the first time you're ever going to see this. For $1, you can use Everything in Musial Marketing Pinterest course for 2 weeks. What will you get? You're going to get access to all 11 courses, which is a value of $1,197. The courses in Musial Marketing are SlideShare, Google Analytics, which is priceless, Google Plus, even if Google Plus, which has a more male-dominated, it's a more male-dominated platform, you still need a presence because Google helps their own, and Google Plus obviously is owned by Google. YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, video. We go into in-depth in video. If you want to learn how to do video, this is an awesome course. We go into Camtasia. We go into ScreenFlow. We go into, everything on the Mac. It's a great, great course. Blogging, what you should do on your blog to make it successful. And WordPress, how you can put together your own site. And even if you have a current business and you want to do something on the side, that's a great course to do a second business on the side. Plus, you'll get access to the group coaching. We do our group coaching on Tuesday mornings, value $497. Plus, you can download our social media planner, value $47. Now, even if you cancel, you still get to keep all of the materials. You'll also get invited to our private Facebook community, value $97 per month. I have to tell you, I have made my best connections in Facebook groups because the people that are in these groups are really tuned in. So that's really critical. We're always adding new stuff. For example, Instagram will be added by the first of the year. When a customer asks for something, we create it. And that's why if you're on our Tuesday calls and you're in our Facebook community, you have access to Musial Marketing, and you want to know how to do something, if we think the best way to teach you is to create a video, we're going to create a video and we're going to put it up in that membership site. The value of everything is $1,838, but that, of course, is not what you'll pay. You'll pay $1. And there's other goodies within the membership site, like more how-to videos and additional informational downloads, which even if you cancel, you get to keep them. You'll get access to my book, Advertising Evolution. Have you ever wondered why social media doesn't work for you? It's because you don't know what you don't know. The people that are using it really, really successful, they know all the tips and tricks. So why not start today to stop trying to figure out everything on your own? Make an investment in you and your business to do social media the right way. This is an incredible offer that will allow you to do just that. You heard the testimonials of success. Heather picked up a $40,000 job right on Pinterest. That could be your business. So, this is the last screen. On the bottom of this screen, I want you to copy this link www.musealmarketing.com/offer. Put that into your browser. Do that after the webinar is over. Put that into your browser. Click on the Buy Now button to receive the amazing offer. All you have to lose is $1. You have a complete 2 weeks to try us out for $1. If you decide to continue on after the 2-week trial period, we'll bill your credit card for the silver monthly membership of just $59.95 per month. But this offer is only good until tomorrow, Friday, November 15th at 12 a.m. So you have all day today and all day tomorrow. And that's 12 a.m. Central Time, Central Standard Time. Central Time is Chicago time. All you have to do is go to the URL on the screen, www.musealmarketing.com/offer. Now I'm going to leave this screen up, and I'm going to pick one name out of the hat for the free coaching session. And you need to be on the call to win this session. So let me see who is on the call. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick a number. The one that I found that I picked is Rochelle Gordon. So Rochelle, I can see you're on the call yet, but please type something in the chat box, Rochelle, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to write that down. And I know that Rochelle is still on the line, because I can see she's still on the line. So she has just won a 30-minute coaching session, which is a $200 value, and I will do that personally. So Rochelle, I'll be in touch with you to schedule that 30-minute call. So let me see if you have any questions. I'm going to check the chat box here to see if there's any questions. Feel free to put your questions in the chat box now.